Strong pump today. I wasn't personally expecting this amount of strength right before the phone C. Um, I had long before, but I really should have been targeting Monday high, but I didn't want to get greedy. But yeah, so just a quick introduction. My name's Dan. I've been trading seriously since the start of 2023. I've tried, countless of things. Whether that's trend lines, harmonics. I think what stuck with me was like smart money concepts, but specifically liquidity, which coin. Yeah. So these two last down candles that we had in April from the tariff lows. Clearly, it's an area of interest, and I think we could potentially see our first local bottom form in this area. The setup I'm personally looking for is a sweep of the lows and a quick reclaim, right? I want to see some strength if we do return back to the lows, that is. If we don't and the bottom is in from here, then I'm looking at this box here, which is essentially a weekly FEG, and it lines up perfectly with a 786 from this local high, which caused this massive downtrend, that was very aggressive. It was essentially down only for a couple weeks, just buying and selling every single day. Um, so yeah, that will be my swing short area, and if we do sweep this low again, I will look to swing long some pairs. As for the low time frame, I think we've just been ranging, right? We've just been ranging. If we look at Bitcoin today, I drew this volume profile, which is basically just measures at each specific level what the volume was. And I noticed today early in the morning, we had swept Monday low here. So my bias was for the day, right before FOMC was we would have a slow grind up into Monday high, which I believe is here. So I entered on the little pullback that we had. I pulled a fib. Well, actually, one sec. I pulled the fib here, but I actually front ran it a little bit because I noticed lower time frame. We were long entries were getting front ran slightly. So my entry, I put my entry here right above the fib and put it below the stop. Put my stop loss below the sweep that we had that swept Monday low. And I was targeting this high initially, but I mean I was not expecting this amount of strength. I think it's because some news came out that the economy was showing it was potentially. I'm pretty sure this is a news-driven move because it seems a bit like erratic or just a bit out of the ordinary. I was expecting more of a slow grind, maybe take Monday high, then retrace, just keep on chopping until firm C. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. Similar thoughts on Ethereum. However, Ethereum on the higher time frame has been looking more on the on the low time frames. It's been looking a lot more stronger than Bitcoin and Sol, mainly because if I draw a fib, it's been respecting very well these fib points, right? I personally I didn't long Ethereum yet, but it's been respecting local low from local high fib points, right? If you see here, 618, that was the peak of bottom. 786, that was the peak of bottom. So clearly, bulls have been stepping up, and I think, in my opinion, if we get a lower low on Bitcoin, see Ethereum push down to these lows here, maybe reclaim that wick there that we created, that could be a good long entry. Obviously, I need price to develop a little bit, but if we can reclaim monthly open potentially towards, sorry, if we lose monthly open, then reclaiming, I think that could be a good long. very good long towards the end of the year. But we'll see. As for short scenarios, I think there's a potential chance we come into this gap here, or FEG, whatever you want to call it, and potentially sweep this high here and create an SFP. That could be a swing short that I'm looking at. I wouldn't put a limit on it. I'd watch to see how price reacts once we get to this high. Potentially chop around there, nuke, and then I'd try to get in on the retrace. On like if I were to pull a fib from the high to the low, and hop in on the 618 with stops above whatever wick was created, I think that could be a good setup to potentially either yearly open or some lower liquidity, whatever low I'm targeting. Once we do reclaim the yearly open, after if we do manage to get above this, I think there is a good chance that we could either go to this wick high here, sweep both those these are equal highs, right? Because they've not been swept yet. So that's a good point of liquidity. If we do end up like, say we come in here, nuke, and then reclaim it, I could see those getting swept too. But obviously, that's a little bit far ahead. I would obviously wait to see how price reacts here first. So no limits right now. Yeah. What else? I think I remember seeing this wick on Sunday, and that was basically just tapping into this massive imbalance here, and that was I think some of the lads caught that, so hopefully you guys are in entries, but I was away from the chart, so I didn't manage to catch this. This was literally within the golden pocket here, 618 and 65. So that was a perfect long entry if you managed to catch that. I think it was similar for Sol. However, Sol has been a lot weaker. I've actually been looking just short Sol. Ooh, okay. So I posted a Sol short entry in the charts channel, but that was when I didn't have a channel, so I actually completely forgot to post this in my channel, but it ended up playing out. It was around here, and I was expecting price to fill the limit on Friday, but it just never did. So I just left it, and it came back to retest on Monday. But I completely forgot that I even had it. It was only until like it was halfway down that I realized. The next short I was looking at was this little supply zone that we have here, which lines up with the value area high of the volume profile. I'm probably gonna remove this just because, I mean, look at this. It's just, I don't think with Bitcoin pumping as hard as it is, we are approaching yearly open, so maybe depending on the reaction that we see, I might keep it, but for now it's a risky play. I think this was a lot safer. Yeah, I want to go on a higher time frame for it, so okay. So this is this is higher time frame demand zone because I've basically just drawn it from the last weekly down candle that we had here. And as you can see, every time we've tapped it, it has provided a nice bounce. However, we've not tapped this yet. And since Solana has been weak recently, what I think would be a great setup would be potentially wait for a sweep of these lows, potentially a wick into here, and fast reclaim of that level, of that wick low that we created on Friday. Something like this, below whatever local low that would be here before we reclaim. I would look to enter on the reclaim of that, targeting high liquidity, or obviously this depends on price action down here, so don't actually set limits for this, right? I need to wait and see what this would look like if we do return back here. But yes, let me see. If the low is in, then there's a very good chance that this will give a nice rejection. It's just basically another, it's a weekly FEG as well. So, and it lines up with this liquidity right here, this wick high. I think I will personally not put a limit order in at first. I'll wait to see if it does have a reaction. Sorry. I'll wait to see if it does have a reaction and then see if how price develops there. If it starts consolidating under and not really pulling back, I will probably not look to short this. But if we do have an aggressive reaction at that high and see a substantial pullback, I will look to enter in a retrace with my stop loss above the wick as an invalidation. And overall, Sol has not been looking great ever since October 10th. It's just kind of been just downtrending, right? But I feel like once again, right, like if we were to come back down sub 115 levels, there could be like, you know, like every whale that is, or smart money, whatever you want to call it, they've stepped in at these lows, right? I think it's been 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a massive candle, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to see for the 5th time if they're going to be there, and if they are, and we do reclaim 115, I think that's going to be a very nice swing long. Very nice swing long. Maybe even a spot bag. Targeting either if we grab this high and pull it down to whatever. Currently the wick low is here, but if we do make new lows like around here, then we could target like 200, which would be like 85% move. Right now, if we use the local low, it would be at just a couple dollars above where I showed. So I don't personally think we get this high, but it could be a nice like swing short area as well. If this area fails to hold, fails to act as like enough resistance. Like if we start consolidating here, right? Flip this zone, just consolidating high highs, right? That could be like a good short entry in my opinion. I don't think the reason in my opinion, the reason Solana even got to this high was because of the DATs, but like that's less of like a what's it called, like an emerging narrative right now. I just don't see it as like as strong of a narrative as it was before. So if we do get provided with entries up here again, I think those are going to be potentially good for swing shorts. But obviously, like I would, if Solana starts showing strength again, I will definitely be scalp long in on the uptrend. But yeah, it just depends. It just depends on what price action December, January show, especially after rate cuts. I'll have to see what sort of price action happens after. I'll also analyze USDT dominance. I think this is an interesting chart because whenever we've taken, okay, so this chart is technically right. Like, if you don't know what this is, it's like showing the dominance of USDT compared to like Bitcoin. Across the whole crypto market, I mean. And I've found that like whenever this takes out a high, like there's a good chance that it does like give a higher time frame reversal. Same as when it takes out a low. This was December 2024. We took out the low from literally the 2024 top in March. And the second we took that low, that was it. Like that was a downtrend. This was like around the time tariff news came out. So this pumped, and obviously crypto dumped, right? Nuked. And yeah, like, so basically, I've noticed that this recently took out the September high from 2024. So to me, it would make sense that we like chop around here, maybe give one more little pump and then dump, right? Like, I don't know if we go this low, but this area does make sense for, like, looking at potential, spot entries and maybe swing longs as well. It is like an important area to hold. Also, this area is from the swing high that created this massive downtrend to this swing low. The fib is like around 6.6%. So around here would be good to look for entries as well. If we do come back down to retest. Oh, sorry, come back up to retest. And yeah, I think potentially I'm expecting this to chop sideways a bit more. And we could potentially see, if we do eventually take this low, right, close above it, I'd say on the weekly. If we take this low, close on the weekly, there's a good chance we go back to the lows here again. And that would mean Bitcoin would likely make a new all-time high, or if not, get close to it. But yeah, guys, does anyone have any chart requests? Any tickers? I mainly trade Bitcoin even so. So, but I can analyze whatever you guys want. Zen and BCH, okay. I've heard of this coin. Oh, wow. Okay. Very, very volatile coin. Oh, wow. Looking for a short in Zen. Yeah. Oh, wow. This has been, what is that? That's a, okay, 30% move. Okay. Interesting. I'm not sure why this is pumping, but it does look interesting. It's still in like a higher time frame downtrend. Like, look at this, massive downtrend, mini uptrend, massive downtrend, mini uptrend. Honestly, like, I don't think you go this high, right? If you were to put a fib from that high to that low, I don't think it's possible, right? But that would be, what would that be from current prices? Actually, you know what? That's actually pretty possible. That's possible. But for a scalp, I'm looking at I would probably if there's a good reaction here at the 618, like if we were to come here, tag, and make it like a lower low here, I'd probably try to get on the entry here with a validation above whatever wick we created there. I'm probably targeting new lows, but that'd be risky, man. Like, I don't trade these type of coins. I don't think just cause just cause sometimes this scam wicks I mean, look at this. This in one candle we took out both longs and shorts. I mean, this was a 200% candle. I mean, that is insane. So that's why I don't like to, trade these type of coins. But I mean, great volatility, right? If you wanna get some scalps in. Yeah, you said you were looking for short. Okay, a short and Zen. Yeah, I'm personally, I wouldn't look to long this. I'm looking at this short entry here. If I was to, if we make a new low, then, well, this fib pull will be like invalid, because then you need to put it to a new low. So it just depends on whatever price action happens next, I guess, or leading up to it as well. You said BCH. Someone Oh, you did? Wait, which analyst? I think it was it Soul or Wave? Wave. Nice. Wave's cooking. Wave's cooking. Um, oh, I like BCH. I like this price section. Look at this. It takes liquidity and it just bounces. Like that's very easy. Takes a high here, a swing high, and it just goes in the other direction. It's clean price action. I'll give it to you. Um, for a long, I don't know if it. Ooh, I don't know if this does. Okay, I'll probably have to go more lower time frame to catch along on this. Hmm, maybe from here. Like, if this comes back, so this swing low to this swing high, this is the fib pool, right? If we come back down, sweep that and reclaim, sweep that low, I think that could be a, oh, whoa, wrong tool. If we come back down and sweep this little swing low that we had here, let me, and reclaim it, like sweep it, reclaim, that could be a nice long with like stops as like below the wick as invalidation and like target, I don't know, new highs. It depends how we like uh take it though as well. Like if it's just like a straight candle down and then a bounce up, like a slow grind up, that would make me think we go back down and nuke again. However, if it's like a lower high, like sort of structure, then I would be more confident in taking that. But yeah, it just depends about how aggressive the move is. Right now, if you're talking about like very super low time frame to get an entry, then I'm looking on the 15 minutes. I think it does respect fibs fairly well, right? Like it bounced here. It yeah, like it does give good reactions. So yeah, I like this coin. I'm gonna add this to the watch list. BCH. Actually, no, it was right there. If I see if this is the for personally for me this is the setup I want to see. Like come back down to 510, and then if we sweep that on like the daily that wick there, I would be interested in longing. So I would alert that in the channel if I do see an opportunity. Oh, oh yeah, yeah. No, wave cooked with that Zen entry. Oh, that's 370. Wait, so what is that? That's like what is that like a? That's like a 20% move, right? Or am I doing the math wrong? Wait, no, 20%. That's way too much. Oh no, I think it is. Wait, so his entry is. Let me check. 8.8, 8.869. Oh wow. Okay. Oh yeah. That's a really good entry. 8.869. Yeah. When does he plan to TP that? It does look really good to be fair. Like lower time frame. I wouldn't be surprised if it does like if it doesn't just nuke from here, it could I could see it whacking 12.7. Let me go on the daily one sec. Potentially here. I wouldn't even want to short this here though, like because it's too like it would depend. Initially planned 18 but changed to 12. Okay, 12. Okay, yeah, so in the zone. Okay, that makes sense. Um, yeah. Is there any other tickers you guys want me to look at? I'll do one. Um, so Farcoin. I was looking at Farcoin. Wait, let me remove that. This has been like just pumping out of nowhere. It's up 129% from the lows. In my opinion, like if we if we get a pullback to like here to what is it 0.2715 into this little gap here, which oh, okay, so it has been retested once, but it does line up with the golden pocket now from the local high, so I think that could be a good entry. So maybe like this. Targeting, well, whatever swing high it creates, right? But obviously it depends on the reaction we see here. I'd set alerts. I want to set alert. Initially for Farcon, I was looking for it to fill the wick low from October 10th, but honestly, that wick was so dramatic. I think this is the Binance chart, right? So like, I don't think like it actually went this deep on spot. It just went um it went to 0.09 on the perp chart, but not the spot chart. So I can see why like it did front run, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I think what is it? I've got a meeting soon, so I think I might have to jump off, guys. Is there any other tickets you guys want me to look at? Did it's making it did break a okay. It made a break of structure, so it would make sense to look for an entry here as well. Um, um, no, but yeah. Does anyone have any more questions? Okay, cool. If there are any questions, just tag me in the what's it called, the support chat, or whatever chat, or in the main chat. Just tag me. Um, yeah, cool. I'll, I hope you guys have a good day. Um, yeah, again, just tag me if you need anything. Don't be shy to ask any questions. Jesus, Bitcoin. Oh no, I closed too early, didn't I? All right, guys. Peace out.